Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good golly, Miss Molly. Welcome back to that 70s Rock Fan channel. Um, One of the things I like to do is make videos about the thrift store finds that I get. And here's last week's finds, last week's collection, because building up physical media libraries again is becoming more important. It is for me anyway, and I think everyone should be looking to do that, as streaming and digital stuff can be cut off or changed in any time. So, and there's don't have to break the bank to do it. There's some great bargains out there. So this week I got a few bits and pieces that are quite interesting. I'd like to start with this one, which is just in time for Halloween, the double DVD set of The Omen collector's edition. Now, all of these were like $3 or less, so pretty good finds. So, The Omen, of course, one of the classic 1970s horror movies. Damien, The Tale of Damien. The great David Warner played a key part in this one, sadly, no longer with us. Great movie, actually. It's got a very great. It's spooky and suspenseful, and it certainly makes you want to keep away from plate glass windows, I would say. So that was a nice little pickup to get the dual disc collector's edition of that. And I'm looking forward to checking that out, some of the special features. So that was one find. A couple of musical items. One is this great DVD set by Gerry and The Pacemakers. It's a documentary movie. It's going to be all right about the 63-65 era of Gerry and The Pacemakers. Plus, of course, all the performances are also on here without the interview stuff in between. Now, for those who are not so aware of 1960s stuff or 60s beat music in particular, Gerry and The Pacemakers were second only to the Beatles in Merseybeat and from Liverpool. In fact, during this era, they almost kept pace with the Beatles in terms of hit singles. They had, quite a few number ones in a row in the UK and some big hits in the US. And were seen very much by many people as being on a par with the Beatles. And of course, the Beatles' music changed and progressed as time went on, and Gerry and the Pacemakers fell by the wayside somewhat by the late 60s. However, I did get the chance to see him in years later on a package tour, and Gerry Marsden had one of the most beautiful voices in history. And it was a wonderful experience seeing him singing live. And also, he wrote and recorded the great song Ferry Cross the Mersey, which Paul McCartney always said he was very jealous that he would love to have written that song, Ferry Cross the Mersey. Beautiful, beautiful song. So I was really pleased to pick this up in a local thrift store. I'm looking forward to checking that out. Very important British 60s, early 60s beat group. Another one I got actually was the Rock Blast performance from 1977, I think it is, of Little Feat. One of those really great little bands that this called Skin It Back. Little great bands that tend to get a little bit overlooked now, unless you're into Americana and that era of what you would call Americana now. Very soul, folk, funk, rock, country. It's all mixed up in there. Blues with the great Lowell George. Great tracks like Feet Don't Fail Me Now. Really great little band. And Lowell George was taken from us far too soon, unfortunately. So looking forward to also putting that on. I think the material's available in a lot of places, but it was nice to get it on a disc like that. I only managed to pick up one Blu-ray in this bunch of stuff, but it was actually the Book of Eli, obviously starring the great Denzel and Gary Oldman. Not a bad movie, not my favorite Denzel, but for $3 on Blu-ray, I'm pretty happy to pick that up. I'll certainly watch that at some point again. Denzel, one of the true great stars, remaining film stars of our age. Not many guys like Denzel. He's wonderful. This is another interesting one I picked up on DVD. It's a series 4 of Rising Damp. Now, Rising Damp was a British sitcom of the 70s, starring the wonderful Leonard Rossiter, who again was taken from us far too soon. It's a lot of fun if you watch it. He's playing he plays a very miserable landlord, and he's got some students in the place, and it's yeah, you'd have to watch it to understand it. It's one of those classic British sitcoms. I think it's Richard Beckinsale is in it. Am I right in saying Rising Damp? Yeah, I remember watching this a lot, and then Leonard Rossiter went on to do another brilliant comedy, very much forgotten about now, called The Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin, which was an early example of basically a satirical take on the materialistic culture, and this was at the time, so you have to check it out to believe it. So in the way that you've got people like Gwyneth Paltrow making stuff, this Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin had a company called Grot, and they made crappy stuff that people bought for a lot of money, but it was terrible. Anyway, this was a show he made before then, and it was really good. He was a fabulous comedic actor, Leonard Rossiter. So season 4 of that, I wouldn't mind getting the other seasons. This is something I didn't have on any physical edition yet, which is the 2-disc special edition of Rambo. So will it be the 4th Rambo movie? I lose track. So it was really nice to pick this up. It's actually a pretty good movie. I quite enjoy this movie. I do have a digital copy. It was nice to get get a physical copy in exceptionally good condition. That'll sit nicely alongside the other Rambos on the shelf. Yeah, it's great. Really good, nice covers in great condition, this one. So I was really pleased to get that. And a couple more. These are all DVDs. So another one of these. I really like these boxes. I've got a lot of these DVD sets of various movies. This is the Speed 5-star collection in the 2-disc set with the larger box. Of course, a classic action movie. The wonderful Dennis Hopper. We miss Dennis Hopper. Pop quiz, hot shot. I do like these. They're very sturdy covers, very robust. So I always like to pick these DVD sets up when I can see them. A little too much makeup, a little too much lipstick on Keanu there, I think. Great movie, nice set. I'll always grab those in a thrift store if I see that kind of packaging. And special 2-disc limited edition of Men in Black, which I do have in other formats, but I didn't have this particular one, with a ton of extra features. Men in Black, fabulous movie. This, Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, peak Will Smith, when he was still making good movies. It's a nice little booklet in that one as well, which I'm quite pleased to get a copy of. Let me just take that out and let's have a quick look at that. So, yeah, pretty good booklet. Fun movie at the time. I absolutely loved it. Rip Torn was brilliant. Another guy sadly missed. Yeah, description of everything that's in it. This is pretty damn good. 2-disc edition. So, and last but not least, Star Trek 4, which I seem to remember we had a big discussion about on a show the other night. The Voyage Home Special Collector's Edition, again in this format of DVD, 2-disc DVD set. Now, I already had a copy of this, but it was the Canadian copy with the French cover. This is the just English only for a US copy. So I thought, well, I'll pick it up because it's an alternative cover. It's a pretty good movie. Many people think it's the most accessible of the Star Trek movies, and they may well be right. Certainly, there's a lot of fun in this one. So it's nice to get an extra copy of that. As I say, I do like these DVD collector's editions. The other thing I picked up today, and I did do a separate video about, which wasn't in the thrift stores, excuse me, the deluxe edition of the Dreamers Never Die documentary. So please check my other video out in that if you want to see all the goodies that were inside that one. So there it was, this week's finds. Don't know when I'll get the chance to explore any other thrift stores, but hopefully soon, and keep building that physical collection up. So thank you very much indeed for watching this. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and a comment. Stay well, and obviously keep on rocking.